For the past like week or so, there's been a lot of rumors and leaks and everything of new lenses and a new camera that's coming out. And in the last 2 days, and especially one right now, there is a new camera that Fuji's coming out with that's announced, and now a new lens. Well, two, but one's more important. Let's break it down. So just the other day, we heard about the XF10, which is this interesting like point and shoot style type camera. Now, why do a lot of people would want something like that? It's $500. It's really that you want something with a crop sensor. It's got 24 megapixels, and it's just something that you could easily fit with amazing image quality into your pocket, you know, bag, whatever you're using. And it kind of reminds me of what the Ricoh GR3 might be to an extent, or what it should be if it's ever made again. And I think it might be a decent little street photography camera, especially because it seems like it's more of a stripped down X70, and it has just a lot of little great features. Now it has an 18.5mm 2.8 fixed lens on it, so you won't be able to change any of the lenses, but with a lot of these little cameras, these specialty type of cameras, you're not doing that anyway. So for $500, I think it's pretty interesting. 3-inch touchscreen, no EVF, which I know is going to annoy some people. So if you need that EVF, the viewfinder, it's probably not the camera for you. But that being said, it will have 11 film simulations, which if you're on the Fuji line, you absolutely love. 4K video at 15 frames per second, up to 30 minutes. But as we know, 15 frames per second really isn't that usable, and it's not really worth using. But it will do 1080p full HD up to about 60 frames per second. So the little XF10 is rather interesting, and I'll be very interested to get my hands on about that. But this next lens that just came out is probably the most hyped. Now the allure to the Fuji line is getting these small lenses, and really that you can have a really long lens like a 10 to 24 or whatever, you know, a big range. And it's not going to break the bank or really make your bag heavy, especially compared to the Nikon, Canon, and what Sony has out there as well. And what they just announced was the 8 to 16mm f2.8 lens, which is essentially about a 12 to 24 equivalent to an extent. And it will be $2,000. So it's not going to be a cheap lens, but it's going to be very popular because a lot of people wanted something a little bit wider. You know, the other thing that's going to be interesting is they have an amazingly popular 10 to 24 f4 lens, which is something I've been kind of maybe investing into, looking into getting. Now it's just debate is, do you want to spend the extra $1,000 because the 10 to 24 f4 is $1,000? Do you want to spend an extra $1,000 to go a little bit wider and to get that 2.8? So that's something that you're really going to have to make up for yourself and go from there. But I'm very excited. I will 100% try and test that lens out because I think it's going to do very, very well for people in the Fuji line who really like the size of things. Besides that, they also announced a 200mm f2.8 built-in teleconverter for roughly $6,000. And just talking the XF10 and the 8 to 16mm, I think it's something that they kind of needed. Probably not the 10 so much, but the 8 to 16 is definitely heavily requested, and I think that people are going to be really, you know, going for that. I do think it's way, way too overpriced for $2,000 crop lens and everything like that. That being said, what are your thoughts on everything? I think the XF10 is going to be a cool little to-go street photography type camera that you don't have to worry about changing lenses or anything like that. And this 8 to 16 will fit very well for a lot of people, even though the price is a bit high. And if somehow you can afford the $6,000 200mm lens, let me know about that down below as well. But what are your thoughts, especially on the 8 to 16 f2.8? Let me know down in the comments below.